And welcome here to Crawfordsville High School in Crawfordsville, Indiana. Game 2 of tonight's action here in the Sugar Creek Classic, the 13th annual Sugar Creek Classic. Next game up, we have the 5-3 hometown Crawfordsville Athenians going up against the 2-8 North Montgomery Chargers. And tonight, some players to watch out for Crawfordsville. Karsten Williamson, who's the second leading scorer on the team. He's played in 8 games this season so far. He's averaging about 10.9 points per game, but the leading scorer for them is Jesse Johnson Hall, averaging 12.1 points per game. The rest of Crawfordsville's varsity players are averaging above 7 points per game. Looking at some of their other ones, number 20, Will Kellerman, is averaging about 9.4. Carson Saunders is sitting at 4.3. Anthony Gonzalez is up at 7.1. And, of course, can't forget about Mr. Morgan, the freshman, averaging 4.5 points per game in this one. And number 12 coming in, Trace Scorza, who's the other starter, averaging 9.4. Crawfordsville is boasting some offensive firepower. This season they have done a pretty good job of winning games. 13.1 assists per game for the whole team. About 27.5 rebounds as well for the whole team. As a team, they're shooting 42% from the field. They average about 56 points per game. If Crawfordsville wins this game, they will be moving on to the championship round where they will face Western Boone. The Stars took the first game over the Southmont Mounties. And then here comes the North Montgomery Chargers. They're on the right side of the court wearing the orange and blue. Crawfordsville will be coming in sporting the white jerseys. I believe they will be wearing the white. Either they'll wear the white jerseys or their blue away jerseys. And of course, they are the hometown team, so if I'm correct, they will be wearing their white jerseys. There's about 4 minutes left till game time. We're going to take a short break here for a minute after we go over the North Montgomery High School boys basketball team. And looking at their numbers, they come into this one, their leading scorer, number 11, Jaron Bradford, 6.9 points per game, the big underdog here in this matchup. During the season, these two teams played each other, and in that, they lost 69-39. Crawfordsville took the win, 69-39 on December 14th. That was a long time ago. Now it's a new year, new teams. Southmont was the former Sugar Creek Classic champions. Crawfordsville will be looking to capture their hometown Sugar Creek Classic championship. Northmont will be looking to spoil those plans and hopefully move on to the championship round to face the Stars. We're going to take a short break here, and we'll be back with more at the tip-off.
at guard, a 6'1" junior, number 11, Jaron Bradford. Starting at guard, a 6'1" senior, number 12, Matt Jackman. Starting at guard, a 6'2" junior, number 22, Preston Shaw. Starting at forward, a 6'1" junior, number 21, Cade Coble. And starting in the middle, a 6'4" senior, number 45, Connor Kane. The Chargers are coached by Mr. Andrew Evans. And now introducing the Athenians from Crawfordsville High School. Starting at guard, a 6' junior, number 11, Preston Williamson. Starting at guard, a 6' junior, number 12, Trey Scorza. Starting at guard, a 6' senior, number 20, Will Kellerman. Starting at forward, a 6'3" senior, number 24, Cameron Saunders. And starting at forward, a 6'6" sophomore, number 34, Jesse Johnson Hall. The Athenians are coached by Mr. David Pierce.
Yeah, welcome back here to Crawfordsville High School. Crawfordsville, North Montgomery set for this matchup here tonight. Crawfordsville will be tipping off. Number 34 for Crawfordsville will be coming in the leading scorer, Johnson Hall, the sophomore. 12 points per game for him. He will be jumping from the circle, and he smacks it toward the other end. And a quick layup there for Crawfordsville. That's Kellerman with his first basket tonight. Now here's North Montgomery working it around. On the other end, Bradford dumps inside. Outside for Bradford, triggers a three. That's no good. Rebounded by number 24, Carson Saunders. Kellerman ducks inside of the baseline. Now they give it back up top to Williamson. Kyle Williamson. Crawfordsville working the ball around. They're in their white jerseys tonight, white and gold. North Montgomery with the turnover right there. They're wearing the blue and orange. Scoop layup is good right there for North Montgomery. That's a quick 2 points for Bradford. Tie ball game.
I got to admit, this is our first game that we've called together that has not been Western Boone in the basketball season. So I apologize if I mix up this white Crawfordsville team with the white Western Boone team from earlier.
And now another turnover for the Athenians. North Montgomery looking to take a chance on it. That ball is good right there from Matt Jackman. That's 2 points for Jackman tonight. His first two, and North Montgomery has a 2-point lead over Crawfordsville. And now here is the dump inside double team coming for North Montgomery. They force the miss on Carson Saunders. Still fighting for it. North Montgomery comes up with it, streaking down the court. That's number 21, Coble. Coble gets fouled. We're going to take a look at tonight's starting lineups here. First for North Montgomery, we're going to look at them. Coming into this one, number 11, Jaron Bradford, Matt Jackman filling out the guard spots, Cade Coble, who just got the foul call, and now he has the basketball. And Connor Kane down low, filling it out. Preston Shaw is at the forward. That's the starters tonight for the North Montgomery Chargers. And right now they're working the ball around. Bradford from three. Too short. Rebounded by Crawfordsville. Saunders gets it up to Williamson. Dipping inside and finishing with the right hand is Williamson.
That's about as easy of an inside basket as it gets when you drive. Just goes right up the left side, and he has his way down there, down low. Puts two on the board.
It's 2 points right now for him. And that's out of bounds. Tie ball game here. 4-4, 5:25 to go in the first half, in the first quarter. Looking to inbound is North Montgomery.
Shaw.
They've been in control so far here. Right now with the ball is Coble. Coble looking for some help. They get it over to Shaw. Shaw's on the wing. North Montgomery working around the paint. Bradford thought about taking the three. Instead, he opts out of it. And he gives it to Jackman. Now outside for Coble. Jackman with the three. Too short, and that's rebounded by Johnson. Johnson flings it ahead. Up court. Good ball movement by Crawfordsville, and it results in a free throw line appearance.
Well, speaking
Saunders.
of Crawfordsville, let's pull up their starting lineups right now. You can see Williamson is in there, number 11. Number 12, Trey Scorza is in there. Will Kellerman, number 20. Number 24, Cameron Saunders, the guy to watch out for. And then number 34, Jesse Johnson Hall.
The leading scorer. 12.1 points per game for him. He's also their leading rebounder. 7.1 for him. Doing very good work as a sophomore. Pulling down that rebound right there, number 45, Kane.
Well,
Kane's a big guy. He's going to have a lot of work to go through with Johnson Hall. Down low on the post, those two are going to be fighting it out. Dipping inside, another shot can't fall. Rebounded by Johnson Hall.
Nice behind the back dribble there. They leave a man wide open for three, and he makes it.
That's easy. That's too easy. Too easy for Williamson. The junior's had a lot of experience. Second leading scorer on the team, 10.9 points per game. He's able to be money from the three-point line.
North Montgomery has been known to be pretty soft on defense. They've only won 2 games, obviously, this year, so their defense is not one to be reckoned with because it's been rough going.
Another turnover for North Montgomery. 3:56 left to go here in the first quarter. Outside, here's Kellerman.
Nice ball
Johnson
movement.
Hall. Williamson, who just made the three earlier, dips inside. Can't get it to go. Tried the scoop layup, and it was too short. Bradford jumps inside, and he dishes it off to number 21 right there. Coble knocks down the two.
This is apparent, especially when you're going up against a defense like this. If you just run your offense, then they will leave an open hole for you somewhere. We've already seen that a couple times today. Crawfordsville's up by 1. Just run through, be patient, wait for that perfect shot, and trust me, it'll come. And there's 2 on the board.
That's Kellerman again with the basket.
9-6, advantage home team. For those of you just joining us, this is the Sugar Creek Classic. The Western Moon Stars were able to defeat the Southmont Mounties for the first game at 6 o'clock. This one is going to be close. The winner of this game will advance to the championship round at 7:30 tomorrow.
That's true.
Big consolation game at 6 o'clock for the loser of this against Southmont.
Southmont put up a hard fight. In the first half, they just couldn't put it together in the second half. Western Boone's defense was too smothering for them.
And they did put up a good showing early, and we've seen a pretty decent showing from North Montgomery early. We'll see if attrition sets in a little around third quarter or fourth quarter when they start getting tired.
9-6 advantage currently in Crawfordsville's favor. On the outside, here's Jackman rolling inside, throws up with the right hand, off the glass, and it's good. That's Matt Jackman with another 2.
Brings it in within 1. Crawfordsville has the ball, nursing a lead here with 2:30 left in the first quarter.
It's Williamson. Scores, I had it momentarily. Now it's back to Williamson. He dumps inside for Johnson Hall. Hall with the turnaround floater, too strong on it with the right hand. Rebounded by Jackman.
I want to see a dunk from Johnson Hall today. I know he can do it.
Right there, Crawfordsville trying to force the turnover. Bradford gets it, throws it inside, and he lays it up and in over Johnson Hall. And now North Montgomery has the lead again.
If I remember right, it's just going off memory. Wasn't Jaron Bradford the quarterback for the Chargers football team?
I think so, yes. Williamson with the jumper mid-range, and he's money. Knocks it down just outside the paint. Now Crawfordsville with another lead change. In trouble, Johnson Hall takes it, lobs it up. Jackman with the steal. Crawfordsville trying to get back. Acrobatic layup for Bradford's no good. He tries to save it, goes to Williamson. Williamson up court, 2-on-1. Layup, no good. Rebounded by Kane.
Colin, you got to make those easy shots. That's twice, once from each team, that they had a wide open shot down low and they just flat out missed it.
Actually coming down with the rebounds, number 40. It's not listed.
Another missed shot, nice and easy.
It's actually Jack Thompson. Jack Thompson came in for Kane. He pulled down the rebound and he tried to put up the shot. Falling inside. Number 20 for Crawfordsville, that's Kellerman. Well, that foul goes on number 12, Matt Jackman. It's his first foul. Team second foul, and at the line for the Athenians, Will Kellerman. 9.4 points per game from him. Here he goes from the free throw line. He's no good.
Getting ready to set up this free throw.
Shooting
52 seconds left in the first quarter.
That's true.
Trying to bring it to 2-point lead. He does. 12-10 the score. The Athenians on top, trying to defend home court.
And Kellerman's a 68% free throw shooter. 12-10 score here so far. Thompson with it. He gives it back to Verdun. Now it's back up top to Shaw. Shaw will reset. Gets it to Coble. 32 seconds left. Coble, hesitation. Passes it off to Fritzen. Inside, blocked at the rim by Johnson Hall. Williamson comes up with it. Here's Johnson Hall leaning inside. It's going to be a blocking foul called against North Montgomery.
Now, Colin, we saw a lot of those blocking fouls last game. There was no charges called. It was all blocking, even though a lot of them were pretty obvious that it should have been a charge.
Johnson Hall with the first free throw. He knocks it down. Johnson Hall shooting from the line. He is 69%. Can't get that second one. Chasing the rebound is Crawfordsville. He goes out of bounds. It'll be North Montgomery ball.
North Montgomery have the ball here. Full court pressure by Crawfordsville with 10 seconds.
Lobs it up.
Trying to go into the break.
Thompson has got to do something with it.
5 seconds.
Here's Coble.
Up,
throws it up. Too short on the bank shot.
You can tell that was going a little too much to the right as soon as it left his hands. So we'll take first break. End of the first quarter on the floor. We'll take a break up here in the stands as well. We'll be back to you in 30 seconds. You're watching the Sugar Creek Classic High School Basketball on WBTV Sports.
Question. When you walk into the boardrooms of the most successful companies here in Indiana, who do you meet? Answer. Men and women who played high school sports. Education-based high school sports give us more than athletes we can root for. They give us leaders we can depend on. Question. So, where will we find tomorrow's leaders? Answer. High school sports.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
And welcome back here to Crawfordsville High School. The Athenians on top 13-10 here at their home court. North Montgomery's been fighting hard, getting to the basket, trying to knock down their shots. Johnson Hall's been doing work here early. He's already hit a couple from the free throw line. And Williamson has knocked down a three as well for Crawfordsville. It's going to be tough for North Montgomery to get back into this one, try to prevent Crawfordsville from going on a run, but they're very capable of it. Last time these two teams faced, Crawfordsville won it 69 to 39.
Well, Colin, obviously, we do a lot of preparation for these games. We've got our stats pulled up and everything. But in pregame, when I didn't have the stat sheet in my hand, I was just kind of eyeballing North Montgomery's guys. I was trying to figure out who their top players are just from watching their warm-ups. I couldn't pick anyone out because of how many shots they were missing, just how rough of a time they were trying to get points.
There's Johnson Hall with another 2. He's got 4.
Crawfordsville, on the other hand, I was doing the same thing for them. They were making a lot of their shots, and I couldn't tell who their top scorer was just from eyeballing them because of how good all of them were.
Verdine with the turnover right there. Crawfordsville's going to get it back. Johnson Hall, the sophomore, bringing it up. He passes it off to Anthony Gonzalez.
Oh, that name sounds familiar.
Back outside, and it is wedgied inside.
Obviously.
Right between the baskets.
Alluding to there, Anthony Gonzalez, the legendary tight end in the NFL. But I like how you use that. He was wedgied inside. You've been saving that one up all season, haven't you, Colin?
Been waiting for that moment.
North Montgomery's got the ball. I'm sure he'll rifle this one deep if he gets a chance. They're looking that way.
Crawfordsville is going with a little more full court pressure here. Now North Montgomery's got numbers. Bradford kicks it back outside to Verdine. Verdine back to Shaw. Here's Shaw at the midcourt logo. Works over the volleyball line. Now he's at the right wing. Dumps it inside for Thompson. He gets the easy turnaround layup with the right hand.
Easy, as you mentioned. That's just, you can't be that soft on defense. That's from Crawfordsville, who's had a pretty tight defense this year. They let that one slip away from him.
Johnson Hall nearly lost his dribble there, and he had to give it up to Williamson. Good pressure from North Montgomery. Oh, and he lost it there. He couldn't catch it. Still a 3-point ball game here. Crawfordsville's on top, 15-12.
Surprising a lot of guys out there. A lot of people thought that this game would be Crawfordsville's from the beginning to the end, and North Montgomery's finding a way to stay in.
They've done a good job here working the ball around that press. They got the press breaker on. In the corner is Verdine. Verdine works it all the way around the three-point line before he pulls up for a mid-range jumper. Fighting for the rebound is Fritzen, the senior, for North Montgomery. And it's gonna be a jump ball. It'll be Crawfordsville ball, but a good effort there by Fritzen.
Yeah, definitely. This Crawfordsville team is very good at spreading the ball around. They have only one guy averaging over double digits, and he's the one that brought it in, number 34, Johnson Hall. Hall, thank you. But everyone else is averaging 7 points or above in the starting lineup. Very good at spreading the ball around and sinking their shots.
Here it is on the outside for Scorza. Back to Williamson, who's going to trigger a 3. Going for the one-handed rebound. He got it. Was Carson Saunders, and he's fouled. Good job by Saunders to get his hand up there and grab the ball, tip it to himself before anybody else could get it. If you're North Montgomery, you got to box out just a little bit better. Saunders going to the free throw line. Saunders on the season shooting from the free throw line. He's 24%. He's going to have to bring that percentage up just a little bit more.
Well, it's the free throw line. This one's up, and it bounces out.
Almost had it.
North Montgomery will keep possession. They almost stepped out of bounds, but instead they'll have the ball crossing over the timeline now. Top of the key.
Here's Thompson. Now he gives it back to Bradford. Bradford, the junior, the leading scorer, 6.9 points per game for him. He's averaging about 3 rebounds per game. He's going to trigger up a 3. That's no good. Rebounded by Kellerman. Well, Kellerman rolls it inside, and he gets it to fall in with the left hand. Nice job by Kellerman.
Nice job it was. This brings this one to 5-point lead. North Montgomery trying to hang on.
You're going to have to keep this one close. Thompson tried to go for it.
Easy shot.
Verdine with the rebound. He puts it up, and 1 for Verdine.
Wow, he really bailed his teammate out there, number Number 40 for North Montgomery, Zach Thompson, was not able to make that easy jump shot from the paint.
Verdine shooting from the free throw line this season, 33%. He's 1 of 3. Three-point ball game here, 17-14 with Verdine at the line. No good. It brings it to 1 of 4 for him.
4 minutes and 45 left in the second quarter.
Crawfordsville with the ball. Here's Williamson working it around. He's defending nicely. Coming in inside, Johnson Hall, turnaround. Shot is good. Difficult shot for him, and he gets it to lay in.
Very impressive from Johnson Hall, falling back, and he's able to throw that one up and make it.
That's
There's
a turnover,
steal.
2-on-1 for Crawfordsville. Nice little no-look dish right there, but Crawfordsville's not able to cash in. Kane comes down with the rebound, the big fella.
That's another easy 2 points that Crawfordsville should have. Averaging 56 points a game. They have 19
Verdine?
in this half.
Verdine's going to be called with the travel.
There's not really any question about that one. He took too many steps there.
Carson Scott was the last player for Crawfordsville to attempt the shot. Still a 5-point advantage. For just tuning in, Crawfordsville on top 19-14 in the second quarter here with 4 minutes left.
Sugar Creek Classic Game 2.
Three-pointer on the
Deep
way for
three.
Crawfordsville, and it's rebounded nicely by Matt Jackman.
Looks like he put
Jackman nearly had it stolen from him.
Tad bit too much mustard on that three. He's not able to bring it in. It goes behind the rim, bounces off.
Yeah, Kellerman was the last one to attempt the three. Over to Coble. Back to
Bradford misses that one.
Bradford tried to
Rebounded
get it to cash in, but he
Kellerman.
couldn't. Rolling inside, and that's an offensive. They're going to call that
And
a
one.
blocking foul.
And
one
one shot.
play for Crawfordsville. Williamson flying to the rack.
I like how you said that. He's flying to the rack, trying to go up and put up his points. Makes it fall through and causes the N1 play. So see if he can cash in on 3 points.
I wonder what the definition of a charge is to these officials.
Better go ask him because
Yeah,
it's
good luck with that
getting
one.
pretty ridiculous. No charge calls on
Yeah.
the last game. You can go back and watch it, and there's a lot of them that obviously should have been charging. Instead, they called it on the defense.
Outside's Coble. Looking it around, back to Bradford.
Now,
on the right wing.
We mentioned this last game when they were introducing the names for the refs. As soon as they announced the names, you heard boos all over this gym.
Kane, right inside. Bradford thought about taking the three, gives it back to Coble instead on the other wing. And Coble's fouled right there by Scott.
You could tell there were a lot of people in here that were not happy about having this refs crew in the Sugar Creek Classic Series.
It's Carson Scott picks up the foul. It's his third foul. And a timeout taken by the Chargers. We'll take a timeout as well here. You're listening to high school basketball and watching high school basketball on WBTV Sports. Do you need shirts for a school, business, club, or anything else? Give Willie Smith and Smith Tees Screen Printing a call. Smith Tees will give you excellent service with satisfaction guaranteed. Just call 765-436-7930. And welcome back here to Crawfordsville High School. Crawfordsville on top 22-14 currently with 2 minutes and 53 seconds left to go until halftime. The Chargers trying to hold on here with the Athenians. Johnson Hall's been doing work early here for Crawfordsville. There are a lot of other players that stepped up. There's some to name. Kyle Williamson is the second leading scorer on the team. He's done a good job of dishing the ball out and getting to the free throw line. He's also gotten a few North Montgomery players in foul trouble.
This whole team's good at dishing the ball out. Crawfordsville is very good at spreading the ball around, getting everyone these chances for points. It's amazing to see they have two guys that obviously Johnson Hall averaging 12 points a game, Williamson 10.9, 9.4 for Kellerman. So these guys are very good. Gonzalez with 7.1 per game.
Well, Bradford tried to roll inside. Actually, it's Coble. Coble was caught tangled up with Johnson Hall of Crawfordsville. They're going to call a foul here. That goes on Johnson Hall.
He got a little bit too much hand in there and just called for it likewise.
Montgomery finally gets somebody freed up. Driving inside is Shaw.
They're going to kick it back out, and he gets his man.
There's Shaw again. He brings it back up to the volleyball line. Now he gets it on the wing for Coble. Coble drives middle, throws it up, and it's in, but it's going to be called a charge. We finally see our first charge of the night.
Wait, what's the charge?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
no
that's right. Okay. I haven't seen one of those in a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. Bit of a drought. Here comes Crawfordsville's Williamson. He gets a screen from Hall. Now there's a standing three. That's no good, but Crawfordsville's going to get the rebound. Carson Scott. Back outside to 32, Gonzalez. And a three ball from Carson Scott from the wing. Knocks it down. It's an 11-point lead.
Finally starting to look like the game a lot of people thought it would be. Crawfordsville comes in 5-3. Only 2 wins to the name of North Montgomery through 12 games.
2-10 on the season. Here's Kane at the key. Back outside to Fritzen. 1:30 left to go here in this game. Coble gets it on the wing. Hands it off. Back to Shaw. Shaw finds Coble cutting to the basket, and he lays it in.
Man on the ground for Crawfordsville leaves that. Down low was vacant. Made for an easy 2 points.
The back door was wide open. Crawfordsville defense said, come on in. Johnson Hall now at the top of the key. Finds Scott, knocked down the three earlier. They're inside, Kellerman. Kellerman throws it up, can't get it, but the rebound going back to Crawfordsville. It'll be Crawfordsville's ball. Yeah, Anthony Gonzalez got that one.
A little bit too much hand in there for number 25 for North Montgomery. Number 25's just, he reaches through, and a little bit too much physicality there trying to get the ball.
Inbounding for Crawfordsville, Will Kellerman. Kellerman gets it in to Kyle Williamson. There's Williamson at the logo with 48 seconds. Three ball from the left hand.
We've seen a lot of
Kellerman.
missed threes.
Johnson Hall fights for the rebound, and he goes flying into the visitor section.
A lot of missed threes from both of these teams, really. And Crawfordsville's just been able to make good on their twos a lot more. They're up 25-16 right now with 40 seconds left in this half. North Montgomery just looking to go into halftime with a little bit of momentum.
They're trying to work it around now. Inside there is Fritzen with the call. He's going to go to the free throw line after attempting the shot. 29.7 seconds left in the first half. 25-16 the score. Crawfordsville on top in front of their home crowd.
29 seconds from going to the locker room. North Montgomery misses that free throw. That was just a bad angle, really.
Yeah, shooting on the year, 59% from Fritzen. Daniel Fritzen, the senior from North Montgomery.
These guys are not the best. They're not the best free throw shooters, that's for sure. And he misses
Kellerman.
both of his.
Yeah, Kellerman comes down with a rebound.
You need those easy points.
Ooh. That was nearly stolen right there by number 40, Jack Thompson, but goes out of bounds, and it will still be Crawfordsville ball with 22 seconds left.
North Montgomery, they have a lot of different guys on the floor. Their starting five have not been together since really the end of the first quarter, getting a lot of different guys chances and opportunities.
Kellerman has it. Pressure coming, 4
5.
seconds. Tucks it, dips inside. Johnson Hall tried to put up the tip in, but it's no good, and Crawfordsville will go into the locker room with a 9-point lead here. 25-16 the score.
Well,
here
it's halftime
at Crawfordsville.
We'll take a break up here. You're watching the Sugar Creek Classic Game 2. The Stars won the first one against Southmont. Crawfordsville looking to take the second, their own court. We'll be back in 10 minutes. You're watching high school basketball at WBTV Sports.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Question. When you walk into the boardrooms of the most successful companies here in Indiana, who do you meet? Answer. Men and women who played high school sports. Education-based high school sports give us more than athletes we can root for. They give us leaders we can depend on. Question. So where will we find tomorrow's leaders? Answer. High school sports.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
A wintry Friday night. A packed gymnasium in a tight-knit community. A shot taken. History made. A state of delirium? No. The state of Indiana. High school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport, pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community. Sportsmanship doesn't happen just on the court or on the field or on the mat. It doesn't happen only in the pool or on the green or the track. It also happens in the stands, on the sidelines, on the web, and at home. That's because sportsmanship is everyone's responsibility. We remind you to practice good sportsmanship at all high school sporting events. Treat athletes and officials with respect during competition and especially in social media. And support your team's coaching staff. Remember, sportsmanship has a face. Yours. A message from your high school and the Indiana High School Athletic Association. The debate about sports specialization by high school athletes continues. Some argue that high school athletes who play one sport all year long have a better chance of landing a lucrative pro contract. But that's simply not true. In fact, 30 of the 32 first-round picks in last year's NFL draft played more than one sport in high school. Of the 32 players drafted, 22 also participated in high school track and field. 19 also played basketball. Some also played baseball and lacrosse. What's the path to success for high school athletes here in Indiana, no matter what their goals might be? Study hard. Always do your best. And if you can, play more than one sport in high school. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
We work in teaming formats, and we prepare students to engage in production-related activities, manufacturing simulations. We create production systems, strategies, flow patterns, and we include the issues of safety, design, production and materials involved, and then maintenance awareness.
We're working with like 3D printing, welding simulators, laser engraving.
A lot of times it's the hands-on. When they're in the shop, they're not sitting behind a desk and doing different things, just getting their hands dirty and actually taking things apart, putting things back together. We are kind of unique that we do actual live work on cars.
If you're not afraid to get your hands dirty, you get down to work, then this is a good class for you.
We teach basic law enforcement. I like to teach what they teach at the Sheriff's Department, City Police Department, and at the Police Academy. I want to be able to teach everybody the basics of what they need to know to get into law enforcement.
We do a lot of hands-on projects, not really a lot of paperwork, but more hands-on, like we do scenarios, we do room searches.
Someone that's hardworking, someone that loves children, someone that has an interest in maybe teaching or social work, even nursing in like pediatrics.
My favorite part is probably getting close with the kids because I love kids. So whenever they like get attached to you and run up and hug you every day, that just brings a smile to your face.
EMT class. What we're starting to do is we're teaching the skills that EMTs use on a daily basis to preserve life. We usually get called at the worst times in people's lives.
My favorite part is definitely all the hands-on stuff that we get to do with each of our classmates, and we get to really put those things to use when we ride out on the ambulance here and in the clinicals when we're in the ER.
So it's pretty cool because we do get to interact with the paramedics, and like when we do our clinicals, we get to assist them. So it's an actual like preview of our future.
The West Central Fire Rescue 1 class consists of everything that either a career or a volunteer fire department would do according to the state of Indiana curriculum guidelines. We learn basic firefighting, basic building construction, basic fire behavior. We do hazardous materials training. We do vehicle extrication.
There's nothing like it. You look forward to coming to class, and you know it's not part of the day. It goes so fast, and you hate that it goes so fast. But you know you kind of become like family with all the other kids in the class.
So the class is all about getting the students the basic entry-level skills that they need. CPR and first aid, being able to do a full suite of vital signs on patients, getting them the basic knowledge that it takes to enter the clinical rotation side of our program.
If you're even thinking about anything medical, wanting to do anything in that field of study or work, just take the class, try it out.
We're going to be taking care of residents in long-term care, learning all their basic needs from transferring to wheelchairs, thickening fluids, passing trays, doing their blood pressure, their pulse, their respirations, making their bed, just everything that they need.
This program will really give me the jump start that I need to help work hands-on in hospitals, nursing homes, anything that I can do to better myself to be a nurse.
That we prepare students for everything heating, cooling related. Get them certified, get them prepared for the job market, get them employment ready.
Everybody has an AC, everybody has heating at home. I tried it last year and had a blast with it and decided to take a second year of it.
When you're part of the radio TV class, you're no longer a student, but an employee of a TV station. And we do everything that a TV station would do. We do a live newscast every day that's seen by the entire school, but we do lots more than that. We do movie production, where we actually produce a scary movie every year here at the school. We do podcasting. We learn how to edit using Adobe Premiere.
My favorite part is definitely being on air. I kind of have a big personality and talk a lot, so being on air kind of suits my personality and getting to know everybody and getting to tell the stories of Western Boone.
And welcome back here to Crawfordsville High School. Crawfordsville currently on top by 9, 25-16 the score here. North Montgomery will have the basketball coming out of halftime. We'll see what kind of adjustments these two teams have made. And now his guy is Shaw. Finds Jackman in the corner. Jackman trying to break out of the double team, and it's a forced turnover by Crawfordsville. That's a quick and easy turnover for the Athenians. You're going to get the basketball. Not even 10 seconds clicked off the clock. Now bringing it up for Crawfordsville. Number 12, Scorza. Finds Winston. Now Johnson Hall down low. He gets blocked. And trying to force it up there. Number 24, Carson Saunders, who came alive in the first half. He's going to go to the free throw line.
His first minute coming out of the second half, Collins, one of the most important minutes of all the game, almost as much as the last minute, just because these teams are trying to come out and set their dominance. They're trying to get back into the groove of things and try to swing momentum their way. And I'd say this first 30 seconds at least, Crawfordsville's won.
Yeah, they've done a good job defensively and offensively now. They're finally getting to the free throw line. Saunders can't cash in on the second one, but Johnson Hall brings down the second rebound. He's leading rebounder on the team, and Kane will come down with it for North Montgomery. 7:19 left. Johnson Hall with some pressure.
A lot of
Jackman
pressure
has
there.
it.
A lot of hands in it. Oh, that's
too short.
Kind of looked like a travel to me.
Kane, up and in for Kane. Connor Kane, second bucket of the night for him.
Well, they do squeeze out 2 points before that minute ticks off. 26-18 the score right now.
Johnson Hall leans inside, and he is fouled. Johnson Hall's done a really good job. He's really carried this team throughout the season as a sophomore. He's been a leader. He's stepped up big time as a leader. Here's the last few games. He's scored 20, 11, and 9. Against North Montgomery, he scored 20 points in that win. Leading inside, Saunders with another basket. That's too easy for Carson Saunders. Outside, Bradford finds Jackman in the corner. Actually,
it's bad ball handling. You got to get your hands on it. North Montgomery, no, they leave Bradford open with a three.
They're just going to let him shoot that one. Coming down with the rebound, Kyle Williamson, stolen away by Jackman.
That's one thing we've seen a lot today is this North Montgomery team getting into these passing lanes and ripping the ball down in their favor. A lot of turnovers off these passes from Crawfordsville's trying to.
Shaw with a crossover. Now he's trapped in the corner. He's got to find somewhere to go with it, and it's going to be a reach-in foul. Actually, no, they're going to call timeout here. North Montgomery calls the timeout, 30-second timeout. We'll take a timeout here as well. You're watching high school basketball on WBTV Sports.
WBTV Sports is looking for sponsors to help keep us on the air. Year-long memberships are just $100 for the fall, winter, and spring sports seasons. WBTV will create a personal ad just for you. Contact instructor Matt Foxworthy by logging on to westernbooneradioandtv.com.
Welcome back here, Crawfordsville, Indiana. At Crawfordsville High School, the second game of the Sugar Creek Classic. The winner of this game will move on to the championship game tomorrow night at 7:30 against Western Boone, who won their first game against South Montgomery. And now North Montgomery trying to find their way into the championship game, but right now they're facing a 10-point deficit. I'm Colin Bruns. The play-by-play commentator, Nathaniel Finch, is the color commentator for tonight. Inbounding the ball is North Montgomery. That's Shaw. Shaw tries to find somewhere to go with it. He lobs it up, and it's a 5-second violation. To another turnover for North Montgomery.
Just easy turnovers that can be easily prevented if you just have more awareness in the game.
Crawfordsville is one of the tougher teams defensively in the conference. The Sagamore Conference is full of teams that are tough defensively. Notable Tri-West, Lebanon, and Crawfordsville. They're making a name for themselves right here. A pull-up jumper by Johnson Hall at the right elbow, and he cashes in on it.
Cashes in, he does, and now they're up 30-18 in control.
Stepping through the double team was Jackman, and Kane gets it, and a foul is called. That's 24. Saunders picks up his second foul of the night. That's a lob up for Coble. Coble gets it and the screen from Kane, and he's not able to finish with it. Kane fought for the rebound. It's a jump ball. It'll be Crawfordsville ball.
Colin, you just said he's not able to finish with it, and that's true. He did a very good job getting into that back door. He was down in the paint. He had a nice shot, wide open, and he just did what this whole team hadn't been able to do all game, and he misses his shot.
Need to put a little bit more emphasis on the shot. Right here in the corner, a 3-ball on the way. That's no good. And fighting for his own rebound and putting it back up and in, Anthony Gonzalez. And Matt Jackman's limping a little bit. He's going to be coming out of the game.
Who are they going to replace him with? He's number 20.
Yeah, that's Daniel Fritzen, the senior. He'll come in for the senior. Matt Jackman, who's played pretty well tonight.
He'll get checked out by the training staff. Hopefully he's okay. Looks like maybe an ankle.
Bradford gets the inbound for North Montgomery. Verdine was trailing.
A lot of pressure
back to
from
back,
Crawfordsville's
Bradford.
defense.
Yeah, they're going with that double team. Bradford splits the double team, and he has to get rid of it. Finds Verdine. Verdine has it tipped, and it is called a foul. Number 12, Scorza for Crawfordsville was in there to get the mix. That's Scorza who picks it up. Trace Scorza, his first foul. It's only the second team foul. Fourth foul total
Yeah, they've
of this
only been
half.
called 2 fouls. It's a much different outcome from what we saw in the Southmont Western Moon game earlier, where Southmont was called 10 or 11 fouls in the second half.
That's out of bounds. It'll still be North Montgomery ball. Coble was the intended receiver for the pass. And bringing in Will Kellerman from Crawfordsville. He's coming in. He's currently tied for third on the team in points with 9.4.
A lot of high scorers on this Crawfordsville team.
Back outside, Verdine's going to wind up a 3. No good. On the outside, Bradford finds his man. It's no good. Kane comes up with a rebound. He puts it back up and in. Connor Kane doing damage down in the post. Here's Johnson Hall with the crossover, runs right into Kane. It's going to be a blocking foul. That call goes on number 11, Bradford. Jared Bradford doesn't agree with that call, and he disagreed right in front of the official. And lobbed up for Williamson. He has it. He'll bring it over midcourt. Crawfordsville on top by 12. 3:52 to go in the third quarter. Coming in inside Johnson Hall. He's going to work. And he lays it up and in with the left hand. Smacks the backboard on its way down. The bank shot. Verdine in trouble.
Once again, a lot of pressure from Crawfordsville, and they get to it.
They nearly get the turnover right there. Anthony Gonzalez came flying in to get his paw on the ball. It'll still be North Montgomery ball. Triple team coming. Verdine gets rid of it. Bradford has pressure coming. He's got to find a way to get rid of it, and he does. He gets it out to Coble. Back to Bradford. Winds up a 3, and this time he's money.
This time, he's been missing a lot of them today. When he finally gets one, he gets through for 3 points, 34-23 the score. Crawfordsville in control with the ball.
Yeah, on the season, Bradford is shooting 22% from three-point range. He's not the leading three-point shooter. That belongs to number 32, Kai Warren, who hasn't even seen any action tonight.
Yeah, Warren's 3 for 9 from the behind the arc. So their leading three-point shooter is only shooting 33%. That says something about this team.
Yeah, not really an outside shooting team, more of an inside.
.255 left in this third quarter. You can see North Montgomery is starting to get tired.
And that fatigue is really going to be a problem for them going down the stretch. Crawfordsville brings up the 1-3-1. Half-court trap. Get it inside, one-on-one, blocked by Kyle Williamson. Daniel Fritzen tried to go up on Williamson, and Williamson flies to the lane, but he can't lay it in. And now North Montgomery has numbers on the drive. Bradford throws it up, no good, rebounded by number 24, Saunders. Williamson now inside, hesitation, tried to find Johnson Hall, he can't. 3 ball on the way, splash! Number 20, Will Kellerman, knocks down the 3 ball from the outside.
Crawfordsville does a nice job finding that open 3. They just run through their offense and got it. They're playing really aggressive defense, Colin. They're not letting up. Even though they have the big lead, they're still trying to cut the throat of the Tiger here. A lot of tough defense. See a lot of pressure and a lot of double teams, even though they have this big lead.
Now Bradford dumps it inside, getting into the teeth of the defense, and he loses it. It'll be North Montgomery ball. Daniel Fritzen tried to go down inside.
Minute 49 left in this third quarter. Northmont's Jaron Bradford will inbound it.
He lobs it up for Coble. Coble rolls inside and he throws his arms in the air and he's fouled. Foul goes on 12. Trace Scorza again. Scores a second foul.
Only the third team foul of this half called on Crawfordsville, and there's only been 4 called on North Montgomery.
And Cade Coble is at the line shooting for North Montgomery. He rattles in the first one. Coble on the season is shooting 86% from the free throw line. He's the leading free throw shooter.
Leading free throw shooter hits that one in. Puts a point on the board, leaves it 37-25. 12-point ball game. Here Crawfordsville just crossed over their own logo, driving inside.
Can't finish. Scorza fights for the rebound, but it's eventually taken away by Thompson. Thompson finds Coble. Actually, now Bradford has it in the corner. Tip stolen by Scorza. Up ahead to Carson Scott. He can't finish. And he steals it back. And they're going to call a foul. Running up with it was Shaw. And Scott will be called for the reach-in.
Scott was not very happy with his team losing the ball. And he goes up, tries to avenge that, ends up putting a little too much hand in it, and it's called for a foul there.
And you'll get that call every time if you put your hand in there and right in the pocket of the player.
Personal foul, Crawfordsville's number 5, Carson Scott.
That's Scott's second foul. Still only 8 fouls total have been called here in this half. Coble outside for Shaw. Stolen away.
Another bad pass. Gives up an easy turnover.
Saunders caught it right on his shoulder. Now he has it up overhead. Chest pass over to Johnson Hall. Hall finds Scott. Scott dips it inside, and it is nearly stolen. Scorza dives for it. It's a jump ball. It'll be North Montgomery ball.
Neither Scorza nor Thompson knew that the ball was there. It just kind of fell right in between the two of them. They both dove down for it. Jump ball. That's really the definition of a jump ball. They went and pounced on it at the same time. They had the same amount of everything on it. And North Montgomery will have the ball. 40 seconds left in this quarter.
And here come the Chargers. Coble, swing pass up ahead to Shaw. Shaw lays it up and in over his defender with two hands. That's easy two right there for Shaw.
Seems like anytime Crawfordsville puts points up, North Montgomery responds. Of course, it doesn't help that they're down by 10, but at least they're staying close in this one. There's 15 seconds before we head to the fourth quarter.
Preston Shaw is averaging 6.7 points per game on the season. 7 seconds left. Johnson Hall is going to trigger a three-pointer splash.
And that will regain the momentum for Crawfordsville as we go into this next break. 40-27 the score. Sugar Creek Classic Game 2. Crawfordsville head North Montgomery. We'll head to a break up here as they're on the ground. You're watching high school basketball and WBTV Sports.
The debate about sports specialization by high school athletes continues. Some argue that high school athletes who play one sport all year long have a better chance of landing a lucrative pro contract. But that's simply not true. In fact, 30 of the 32 first-round picks in last year's NFL draft played more than one sport in high school. Of the 32 players drafted, 22 also participated in high school track and field. 19 also played basketball. Some also played baseball and lacrosse. What's the path to success for high school athletes here in Indiana, no matter what their goals might be? Study hard, always do your best, and if you can, play more than one sport in high school. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
And welcome back here at Crawfordsville High School. The Athenians on top 40-27 in front of their home crowd, putting on an impressive performance to say the least. As for North Montgomery, they've been subpar lately. They haven't been able to get any shots to fall on offense, and on defense they're giving up a lot of points. Here's Trace Scorza. Scorza can't get it to fall. Johnson Hall is there to swat away at the rebound, but it's eventually corralled by Daniel Fritzen and given out on the outlet to Matt Jackman, who went down with an ankle injury early on in the game. And now he is back and on the court in full strength. He's limping off the court early in the third quarter. He's going to let this one go, fly out of bounds. It'll be North Montgomery ball still.
I'm glad to see he's okay. It was something on his lower left leg, maybe his ankle, that was bothering him. He's able to come back in, as you mentioned, full force. Good to go in this one.
Jackman will inbound. It's inside to Thompson. Jackman flies to the rim, floats one up. No good. Rebounded by Johnson Hall. And Hall up court. Finds his man Anthony Gonzalez for the easy layup.
Easy layup. Timeout will be called here by North Montgomery. We'll take a quick 15-second break. Be back with you in a minute. You're watching high school basketball.
Do you need shirts for a school, business, club, or anything else? Give Willie Smith and Smith Tees Screen Printing a call. Smith Tees will give you excellent service with satisfaction guaranteed. Just call 765-436-7930. Welcome back here, Crawfordsville High School. Crawfordsville still on top. They just scored an easy transition bucket, 42-27 if you're just now joining us. Johnson Hall, Jesse Johnson Hall that is, the sophomore for Crawfordsville, has been putting on a show here with his passing and his scoring ability. He's done a very good job knocking down his shots and getting to the rim. And also, Williamson has done a very impressive job knocking down a few threes of his own. And Scorza has fought for the ball very well. As for North Montgomery, not a lot of bright spots for them other than Connor Kane, who's been able to do damage down low. And right there, a bright spot, Jared Bradford with two, finishing with the right hand. He's streaked straight to the basket. Now on the other end is Crawfordsville. Gonzalez has it. Trace Scorza. And they're working the ball around. That's tipped by North Montgomery. Bradford dives for it. It's taken back by Scorza in Crawfordsville. Williamson drives aside. Pull-up jumper's knocked down, but he is fouled.
It was a nice job from Scorza to keep his composure. He doesn't let the force of Bradford stop him from doing what he's been doing all game, and he just takes it back and gets a nice pass out. Crawfordsville's ball.
Johnson Hall gets the inbound. He's right there on the wing. Back to Scorza. Scorza resets it to Williamson. Williamson. Defended by Shaw. He drives right inside, throws it at the rack. It's no good, too strong on it. Shaw going to the basket. He draws a double team coming. Trying to find somebody to go for. Dips it inside. Now back out the swing pass to Bradford. Thompson nearly stolen. Jackman got his paws on it.
Snatched it up. Nice job from preventing that turnover. 6 minutes left in this game. And correct me if I'm wrong. I know they're down quite a bit, but they still have plenty of time. They don't have to be going for the first shot they see.
And that's out of bounds. A turnover forced by Crawfordsville's defense. They're stifling to this point.
They're not letting up. They're being about as physical as they were in the beginning of the game. You can see that they're not as tired as this Northmont team is. They're really keeping their composure. Their fatigue levels are not as worn out.
And scores a nearly committed the turnover, but Johnson Hall was able to keep it. Loses his dribble, dumps it inside. Back out to a three-pointer for Williamson, too short on it. Crawfordsville chases down the rebound. They get it. Gonzalez takes it. And a timeout by Crawfordsville. Full timeout for them. The Athenians going to talk things over here.
And we'll be back in 30 seconds. High school basketball on WBTV Sports.
Question. When you walk into the boardrooms of the most successful companies here in Indiana, who do you meet? Answer. Men and women who played high school sports. Education-based high school sports give us more than athletes we can root for. They give us leaders we can depend on. Question. So where will we find tomorrow's leaders? Answer. High school sports.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
And welcome back to Crawfordsville High School, Crawfordsville, Indiana, home of the Crawfordsville Athenians, the 1911 boys basketball state champions. It's been a long time since they've won a state title, but who knows? Maybe that day will come again at some point. And head coach Pierce wants to talk it over. His father is the assistant coach who was a former teacher at Western Boone High School, who will most likely be the competitor that Crawfordsville will be facing in the championship game if they move on here tonight. Western Boone already secured their spot in the Sugar Creek Classic championship game. And let's see if Crawfordsville can get it. Johnson Hall driving inside, straight up in the air, taken down by Thompson, stolen right back by Williamson. Flick of the wrist, and he got it in from mid-range.
North Montgomery, you can't do that. All right, you got 5 minutes left, and you're down big. You can't just give up those easy points.
And Jackman has it, drawing the double team. Crawfordsville's still going with that 1-3-1 double team. And Shaw's wide open down on the block, gets the hesitation, and he lays it up and in easily.
And Bradford with a good look, too, as well in the corner.
Oh, and a swat on the other end by Thompson. Right out of Jesse Johnson Hall's hands.
Well, we haven't seen a dunk, but that was pretty close energy-wise as he throws that one. You can hear it thud off the wall.
What a thunderous block right there from Thompson. Hall gets it in. And a nice acrobatic layup, but he can't get it to fall. Gets his own rebound, puts it back up and in. Good job by Jesse Johnson Hall to put it back up and fight for that rebound and get the easy two. He had to fight for the first one. Outside Bradford, he's going to take a three. Way far back, and it's saved nearly by Shaw.
He's missed a few threes here tonight, but when it comes down to it, when you take in the account of a big hitter in baseball, let's say, he can miss 70% of his swings and still be considered to have a great year. And Bradford, he's missed quite a bit of his threes.
It's kind of like
as long as he can get a few of them to drop.
I'm going to compare it to Bryce Harper, like you said, Nathaniel. You know, you can swing. You can hit a lot of home runs, but you can swing. You can have a pretty poor percentage. Bryce Harper swung about .24 on the season, but he hit a lot of home runs. Putting it up for North Montgomery's Jackman. Couldn't get it. Gonzalez comes down with the rebound. Hall falls down and is stolen by Shaw. Up ahead to Matt Jackman. Jackman has it taken away from him by Williamson. Coming up with it was Saunders. Saunders leaning inside, back to Williamson with the crossover. Here's Scorza on the wing. Crawfordsville trying to do something with the basketball here. 3:38 to go in this game. They've got this one pretty much secured, and that's even more secured after Saunders gets the wide open layup in the back door. Nice find there by Johnson Hall.
Standing at the top of the logo, North Montgomery.
Jackman finds Bradford. Bradford gets the screen from Connor Kane. Back to Coble. Jackman with the swing and back up top. They dump inside to Connor Kane. Kane muscles his way inside, and he's fouled. He's a big fella. It's hard to defend him down there in the low post when he gets down in there. It's a big body. You're going to have to bring a double team on him when he gets it. Because one-on-one, he will kill you.
Yeah, exactly. And now we're falling to 3 minutes left in the game. 48-31 the score, up 19. It's up 17. I know we've been out of school for a while. My math is still a little shaky, but 48-31 the score. Crawfordsville leading, and they'll most likely meet Western Boone in this very gym tomorrow at 7:30, the Sugar Creek Classic Championship.
And the consolation game will be played at 6 o'clock p.m.
We'll be here for both.
Kane shooting. Misses that one. Connor Kane on the season shooting 57% from the free throw line. See if he can knock down the second one here. And it's rebounded by Johnson Hall. Up ahead of Gonzalez. Gonzalez dumps it down inside. Layup is no good from Schroeder. Schroeder getting his first action here tonight for the Athenians. So they've got this one right in the bag. Bradford wheeling around. Stops and pops at the three-point line. No good. Rebounded Johnson Hall. Here's Hall pushing it up. Euro stepping inside. Blocking foul is called. Well, Nathaniel, wow, another blocking foul. Still can't get a charge.
Another blocking foul. We did have one charge, so don't sell him short.
We have one.
Don't
we'll tally you down 1 to 90.
Don't sell him too short. The refs did call one charging foul.
He's like, I gotta at least get one in here. Whoop-bam.
Yeah, there you go.
And Johnson Hall knocks down the first free throw there. Johnson Hall's done very well in this game, and looking at his numbers all throughout the season, I mean, he has just been putting up points in bunches. In his first game against Greencastle, he scored 10 points on 3 of 6 shooting. And then his season high this season is 20 points against North Montgomery, 7 of 10 shooting the basketball, 70% for him. Against Seeger, he had 11 points, and then Park Heritage, he had 9. His lowest points this season was 6 points against Lebanon. They won that game by 3, 44-41.
6'6" sophomore Johnson Hall, a very good athlete.
He's going to be the bright spot here in the future of Crawfordsville basketball.
He already is.
And he's going to be a player to watch out for, as if he's not already. He's going to be even more of a threat when he gets older and he starts putting more time in the weight room and in practice in the gym if he sticks with basketball.
You know who he reminds me of, Colin?
Who?
Dalton DuBois. He graduated from Cascade last year, and he was a really good athlete as well, big man, and able to lead his team in scoring last year and the year before.
And he has the potential. I mean, he looks a little bit like Trace Jackson Davis, the IU commit coming out of Center Grove High School this season. He's a 5-star recruit. I broadcasted one of his games against Brownsburg. They lost the game, but he finished with 35 points and 5 dunks in that game. If Johnson Hall can continue to grow like he is now, he could potentially resemble a little bit of Trace Jackson Davis. He's got the body build for it, and he's got the mechanics to make it possible. Of course, Trace Jackson Davis being a 5-star recruit, that's a lot of hype to live up to for this young man.
Yeah, each team, each side of the scoreboard right now holds the bonus category, as we've got 7 fouls called on each team.
Here's Schroeder at the line. He missed his first one. And that one, same story. No good. Up ahead to Shaw. Shaw over in the corner to Warren. Now here's in the corner, a 3-ball from Jackman. Brings a 49-34 score and a timeout taken.
That'll be it up here for now. We'll come back in 30 seconds. You're watching high school basketball, the Sugar Creek Classic on WBTV Sports.
Question. When you walk into the boardrooms of the most successful companies here in Indiana, who do you meet? Answer. Men and women who played high school sports. Education-based high school sports give us more than athletes we can root for. They give us leaders we can depend on. Question. So where will we find tomorrow's leaders? Answer. High school sports.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
And welcome back, Crawfordsville High School. The Charging Chargers facing a large deficit with 1:47 seconds left. And this one's pretty much been put away by Crawfordsville's offense and defense alike. They've done very well on both ends of the floor. They've been putting up points in bunches, and a lot of it has been orchestrated by Johnson Hall. He's led the team in scoring up to this point alongside Kyle Williamson, who's also chipped in his amount of points, about 10.9 per tonight. He's got a 10.9 average, Williamson does, and Johnson Hall with 12.1 average on the season.
WBTV Sports would like to give a special shout out to one of our Virginia listeners, Davis Brunny. Just thank you for your contributions and support of Western Boone basketball all the way from Virginia.
And Schroeder with the pull-up jumper, no good. Rebounded by Shaw. Shaw, chest pass over to the outside for Williamson. That's actually Kai Warren, excuse me. Gets it, and Johnson Hall is fouled.
Johnson Hall.
Actually, they're going to call that one on number 14, Jake Decker. And Shaw is going to go to the free throw line. He gets that one to fall through, as it just takes a seat right on the back iron and then just decides to flop right through. And Shaw with another one. Too strong, gets a rebound. Tries to find a man. Does on the outside. 3-ball on the way, no good. Shaw fighting for another rebound. He can't get it. Taken by Decker. Here's Decker's first action tonight. And fighting for it on the outside was Kai Warren. It'll still be Crawfordsville basketball. Coming in, also the senior off the bench, number 3, Eddie Heinold. He's getting his first action tonight. And the crossover by Decker.
They're just trying to run the clock out right now. Just hold on to the ball for another 60 seconds or so.
And there's Heinold. And the turnover almost caused by Linus. It is caused by Linus. And up ahead. And it's out of bounds. Ill-advised pass right there. Intended for Carmine.
The I believe that we will win chant coming from Crawfordsville's cheer block.
And another miss by Crawfordsville. Rebounded by Kai Warren. Jackman is going to take a running 3. Can't get it to fall. Too strong on it, and Heinold has it. 30 seconds left in this game. This one's over. Crawfordsville will move on to the championship round.
If you haven't heard yet, we will be here for both games. 6 o'clock will be the game that North Montgomery will play against Southmont. And both of the home teams tonight, Western Boone and Crawfordsville, will face at 7:30. Of course, we'll be at that one as well. Be a good championship game between these two teams in the Sugar Creek Classic.
And
that'll
that's
be
the end of it.
0.0 on the board. The final score, 49-35.
And a great performance by Crawfordsville heading into the championship game, a tune-up game for them as they look to take on the 5-3 Western Boone Stars. Crawfordsville's record will advance to 6-3. They're above 500. The 2-0, actually 3-0 in the conference versus Western Boone, who is 2-1 in the conference. We'll see you tomorrow night here at 6 o'clock for the consolation game and then followed up by the championship round.
Yeah, thank you, Colin, for joining us again tonight. Nathaniel Finch, color commentator. Of course, Colin Bruins, play-by-play. Thank you, Tyler Brunning, for running the computer and switching it up. Devin Weekly is our cameraman for this second game.
Vickery.
Oh,
Weekly is the.
Yeah, I called out Weekly too much. He broke the single season record for tackles.
He also made
in football, so.
He also made the USA.
All USA team.
Yeah,
for
the
Indiana.
All USA team for Indiana.
So, well, there you go. Devin Weekly gets a
football.
special shout out in this basketball game. So that'll be it for us. Thank you, Devin Vickery, for your help tonight.
There we
We'll
go.
see you guys tomorrow.
That's it.
Tune in for the championship games of the Sugar Creek Classic. Western Boone versus Crawfordsville tomorrow. Devin Vickery. Oh my
Devin
God,
Weekly,
son of a bitch.
thanks.